Hello, everybody. Today I'm making grape leaves. So I thought, while I'm making them, why not go live? And anybody that's interested in watching grape leaves being made, you can watch here. So today I'm doing meat grape leaves. So has anyone made these before? It's pretty simple. Once you get everything together, it's just the process. Here we go. I've already started the So basically, we grab a grape leaf. These grape leaves are absolutely gorgeous. So I'm making these for Christmas. Grape leaves freeze really, really, really well. So the grape leaves I'm making though are made with ground beef, Calrose rice, and then we use a spice called 7-spice, and that adds like a really nice, warm, comforting flavor. And then there's, of course, lots of lemon juice, lots and lots of lemon juice I use, because that brings in a lot of flavor, and of course some stock too. So, and what I did here is I put sliced potatoes at the bottom of the pan, so that protects the grape leaves from being burned, because you don't want to, when they cook, you definitely don't want the bottom layer to burn. So that's why we do a layer of potatoes with salt and pepper. I slice them on a mandolin so they're kind of thin, not too thin, but, and I was able to find some very, very nice grape leaves. Grape leaves in a jar are hard to find. Sometimes like you really want to try to get a good quality grape leaf, because a lot of times they'll sell them in the jar and then they'll be in like pieces. But these ones are gorgeous, and they're huge, and they're not broken, which is great. So, yep. And there's one of my grape leaves. So what I try to do is I try to form it in a circle. I might put them here so you can kind of see them. You can't see them then, me rolling them. I'll put them there. So, and I've got all my grape leaves washed up. Like I was saying, it's just a process. They're easy to make, but you gotta have everything together before you begin, is my opinion anyway, because you don't want to be running around doing this, that. So the prep part of it is that I saute up some onion. Sauteed onion gives so much flavor to these grape leaves. So I sauteed up about 3 onions beforehand, and then I let them cool a bit. Then I put the ground beef into a bowl. I try to buy really good ground beef. Lean, you could buy lean, or extra lean even too is nice. But these are almost like a cabbage roll, I would say. I always cut this little part here. Do you see that little nub thingy? So I always cut that first. Because you don't want to bite into that. You want it to be nice and smooth. So yeah, so I put in ground beef, Calrose rice, and then we use 7-spice, a dash of cinnamon, salt, pepper, a little paprika, and of course the sauteed onions, which are really, really nice. So there's another one. I love making grape leaves. It's such a calm thing to do. It's nice. And when you have beautiful leaves like this, these are nice. They're not breaking, so you can just roll it. And again, I take that little part off there, because you don't want to bite into something hard when you eat the grape leaf. So I always take that little part off. And then we just add a little bit of meat. And then we give them a roll, fold and fold. Oh, I also put lemon zest into my grape leaves, into the filling. So I also make vegetarian grape leaves. So now I have my first layer of grape leaves. They're so pretty, aren't they? So every layer, I'm going to put a little bit of lemon juice, freshly squeezed lemon juice on there. So I squeezed about 4 lemons, and then I like to just put a little bit on top. Yeah. Okay. Then you can add a couple leaves just to go over top, just to protect that layer. I try to grab ones that aren't so nice, if you can find them. Although these leaves are beautiful, so anyway, I put 2. Maybe 3. I'll do 3 leaves there. And then we begin the next layer of the process. So today I'm making grape leaves. I'm making meat grape leaves. So I thought, such a nice fun thing to do. So I thought I'd go live, show anybody. Has anyone made grape leaves before at all? It's such a nice thing to do. I make meat and I make vegetarian grape leaves. Both are really good. I like both. So if you're just joining on, I always cut that there's a little piece on the grape leaf. So I cut that off. And my filling is made with ground beef, Calrose rice. That's the secret too. Calrose rice is a short grain rice. So it just cooks, puffs up really nice, doesn't take as long to cook, and just blends nicely with the ground beef. So we take the meat, we put it in the middle, and then we just fold it up. And it's okay if it's a little bit showing. So then we're going to create another layer now. So we create layers. And then in between the layers, we add a little bit of lemon juice, and then fresh lemon juice, of course. So I squeezed about 4 lemons, because you really want to get, depends how much of a lemon flavor you want, but I really like lemony grape leaves because it tastes so fresh. So basically you just put your filling in the middle, and then you fold up, and you fold over, and you just keep rolling. Don't worry if it's not perfect, it'll still taste perfect. And then there you have it. There you go. I was saying that my grape leaves are beautiful. Sometimes you get them and they're not so nice. They're like kind of broken or in pieces, but if you can see, these leaves are beautiful. So there we go. And we're gonna add the filling in the middle. So the filling is made with ground beef and Calrose rice, lemon zest, spices. 7 spice is key. Has anyone tried 7 spice before? I'm making these for Christmas because they freeze so well and they're a nice thing to put out. I've got some fans of Arabic food and Lebanese food, so I'm going to make a hummus with the grape leaves, and then I might do shawarma chicken because I like it. All kind of goes to do like a theme. Maybe some labna and beets, salad, that's always good too. So I'm just rolling these grape leaves. I'm making meat grape leaves today. So I use ground beef, and the nice thing about this is that you can get a lot out of it. Feeds a lot of people if they like grape leaves. So I was saying we're going to cut this off, this part here, because we don't want to take a bite into the grape leaf, and that it would be hard even when it cooked. So then we put the meat in between. And then we just roll it up. So these grape leaves are coming on really nice. Cut the little part off there, and we open up the grape leaf as much as we can. And then we're going to put our filling in, which is made of ground beef, Calrose rice, cinnamon, 7 spice. Oh, they're so good. Lemon zest. Lemon is key to making a great grape leaf, if you ask me. Has anyone made grape leaves before? My father-in-law is Arabic, and he showed me years ago how to make grape leaves. And so I'm grateful for knowing how to make them, because it's such a nice thing. But I don't know, a lot of people, it's an acquired taste, I think. But I love grape leaves. I actually really like the vegetarian ones too, but my daughter requested the meat ones for Christmas, so I'm making the meat ones. I'll show you how it looks, but it comes out very nice. And so we're building it around, so we have 1 layer done already, and then I did just a little bit, a few leaves on in between the layers. Then I put fresh lemon juice over top of each layer. And then at the end, I'm going to put in some, chicken stock, but I didn't have chicken stock, so I'm using vegetable stock. I love the better than bouillon stock paste, so I use a lot of that, but I didn't have any chicken. I had vegetarian or vegetable. So I'm just making my grape leaves, and we put a little bit of the filling in, and then you fold it as best as you can. I always say just be confident. If it doesn't look good, it's okay. Still tastes good. And there you go. And then we put it in. Build the layers. I'm using 1 jar of grape leaves today, but I mean, and then I use about 1 and maybe 2 pounds of ground beef, to be honest. It was 1.5, but I added a little bit more. I had more, so anyway, we flattened the grape leaf out, and then grape leaf, I guess. Then we put the filling in the middle, or in the bottom, and we fold over, Fold, fold, and roll. So today I'm making grape leaves. I see some more people have come on. I'm making some beef grape leaves, meat, the meat kind. So before I roll it, I always cut that off. Has anyone made grape leaves before? They're a fun thing to make. There we go. So we put the grape leaf down. I put the meat in the middle, or your filling, so it's meat and rice. And then we roll it up. Roll, 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 roll. There we go. It's important too to wash your grape leaves really good before you start the rolling process. They get a lot of brine on them from the jar, and that flavor will go into your grape leaf flavor. So you don't want that. So you want to make sure you rinse your grape leaves pretty good. And so before I begin rolling, I take off the little part here, cut it off. This is a fun project to do with like friends, or if you have a cooking day at your house. This is something that you could sit and have a coffee or a glass of wine and just start rolling. It's kind of like a calm little thing to do. I love it. And they're great for if you have company coming over, you can pull them out. They're easy. Serve it with some hummus, tabbouleh. So I was saying that my grape leaves are beautiful. It's nice when they are all nice and big. You cut that off there. And we're gonna add some filling. And the filling is made with ground beef and Calrose rice, which is very, I like to use Calrose rice. Calrose rice is a short grain rice, and it's really good for filling because the rice, it doesn't get too big. It's nice and short. It's small, and it cooks up quick. So you won't have like hard rice chunks, or it's not that it will, it all cook at the same time basically. So also too, when you're making grape leaves, you've got to put it so that the vein part is the part that you put on the inside. That's the one you want face down to put the filling in. Okay. There we go. And then we roll. I'm making grape leaves today, if there's anybody new coming on. I'm making them for Christmas, so I plan to make them and freeze them. I'm using 1 jar of grape leaves and probably about 2 pounds of ground beef and Calrose rice and lemon zest and 7 spice, paprika, cinnamon. So they're really, really tasty. So we're going to take that little part off if you want to see me roll them. And then we grab a little bit of the meat filling. I also make vegetarian ones, which are really good. And I use, again, the sauteed onions are very important. So I'll do that for the vegetarian ones. And then I'll use Roma, tomatoes, and parsley, a lot of parsley. Parsley has a lot of nice flavor, and it goes really well with the fresh grape leaf. So, and there's another one. So I'm just building the second layer of my grape leaves. And so I'll just keep doing this until we are all out of the grape leaves, obviously. But I wonder if, there we go. Yeah. So I'm making grape leaves today. Oh, there we go. I was wondering. I'm sorry, I'm new to all this. If there's questions, I feel bad. Let's see. Dolma. Oh, say it like dolma. Ah, yes, dolmas. I wonder if, I hope that I'm making them as they should. I'm sorry if I'm ignoring anybody. I'm new to this YouTube live. So, but I thought today I'm making grape leaves, so it's kind of like a calm thing to do and kind of fun, and maybe people would want to know how to make them. So I'm making meat ones. So meat dolmas. So, and I'm using Calrose rice, and I'm using ground beef. There we go. And I saute onion first. And I was saying how much I love these grape leaves. I don't know if you've ever made them, but look at, if you have, look how beautiful. These leaves are so nice. And so I'm going to cut that part off because nobody wants to bite into that little part. So there we go. So now I'm going to be putting, you put a little bit of the meat filling in there, and then we continue to roll. And don't worry if it's not perfect. It'll look perfect and nobody will even know. So we roll it up. When I make these with my mom, I'll just tell her, get confident, roll them. So there's another one. So I'm working on my second layer right now for my grape leaves. I really should have bought another jar. I could have kept rolling. But I'm using about 2 pounds of ground beef, a cup and a half of Calrose rice, I sauteed 3 onions, but my onions were small. And that's really how you get a lot of flavor in them. So when I'm rolling these though, you have to roll them on the vein side. So we put that down, try to spread out your grape leaf, grab a little bit of meat. I kind of put maybe a tablespoon, depends on the size of the leaf too. If you have a bigger leaf, you want to put a little more in. So, but keep in mind they expand when they cook too. So anyway, and now we're gonna roll. So what's the difference between virgin oil and, I think the difference between virgin oil and extra virgin oil is the process that they press. So extra virgin oil, I think, is like the first press, and then the virgin oil, it's all in how they refine it, I suppose. I believe that's it. So today I'm using a lot of lemon juice, and I'm using vegetable stock. I was supposed to use chicken stock, but I don't have any, so that's okay. And like I was saying, we cut that little bit off. And then we add our filling. Oh, that's funny. Extra virgin oil has uglier olives. Okay. I did not know that. I'm just thinking, I don't use any olive oil in these grape leaves. It's lemon juice and stock. So I was saying I'm making these for Christmas. I'm going to freeze them after I make them. I'm going to eat a few of them first. So, but my daughter requested meat grape leaves. So, no, I'm not Greek, but I love to cook Greek. Are you Greek? Greek food's the best. Oh my goodness. I love anything fresh. So I wish I had more grape leaves. I'm kind of winding down here. Although I don't have a lot of meat left, so I'm going to be making a few small ones. I do cook a lot of Greek food though. I like Greek food. I love the lemon soup. Galamo? I forget how to say it. The chicken lemon soup, Greek. Oh my God, it's my favorite. I make that, but okay, see that's a smaller grape leaf. It's okay though. So now I have another layer. So what I'm going to do is going to add more of my fresh lemon juice over top. You won't believe how good the grape leaves will turn out when you put the fresh lemon juice on top. And then I'm going to put a little bit of this stock in there. But at the end, we're going to add the stock too before we start cooking it. So like I said earlier, I'm going to put on some of the leaves. Oh, I might keep that one. So sometimes I grab the leaves that aren't so pretty, if there are any, which there's not many in this jar, from this jar. And then we create just a little layer on top. That one looks a little bit rough too. I just do this to put between the layers. So, is everybody doing a lot of cooking for Christmas? I've been baking and cooking, and later I'm gonna make some chicken kebabs. I'm gonna freeze them because I got 7 people coming here and they're staying for 10 days. So I need a lot of food to have on hand and ready to go. And these grape leaves were a good reason why I was making them. So I have them. Then I'll just serve it with some hummus. Has anyone ever tried labna? It's like a yogurt, like Greek, or not Greek, but it's Arabic yogurt, I believe. Yeah. Anyway, I add a little bit of honey and mint, and then I roast some beets, and that's it. I just put the sort of labna on the bottom, put the beets on top, put a little bit of mint. Oh my goodness, it's such a nice little side dish, especially if you're serving up grape leaves and hummus. If you're doing like that kind of a theme, it's great. So I'm just rolling. I'm going to continue because I still have some grape leaves and I still have some meat. So, but my grape leaves are kind of getting smaller. That's okay. And they kind of there's a few that are kind of like, let's see, this one's kind of big. We'll make do. So we're going to cut this off. Hola, saludos desde. Oh, hello from Salvador. Nice to chat with you. I'm making grape leaves today. So I'm making them to have for Christmas, which is great. So there we go. We're gonna fold these up. Do you make grape leaves in El Salvador, I wonder? I don't know if you know English, but that would be, is that something you would make there? I don't know. I love learning cooking from everywhere around the world. It's wonderful. So when I cook these, so after I'm done here, I'm gonna put a lot of liquid over top grape leaves, and then we put a plate on them over top. I'll show you when we get there. And then we put them on top of the stove and we bring it to a boil, and then we sort of simmer it, medium simmer, maybe a little more than a simmer, for about 40 minutes until like the liquid evaporates out, really. But that's kind of, you probably want something more precise, but you can, it's basically you want to cook the meat and you're going to want and cook the rice. So that's all we're cooking it for. So my leaves are starting to get smaller, so I'm adding less filling now. There we go. This one looks good. Well, this one is going to be a small one here. Sometimes the smaller ones are even better. I like them. Alrighty. Oh, that's a nice one. So like I was saying, when we use these, we put the grain side should be facing up. And we cut this little knob off there because we don't want to bite into that. We add our filling. So I'm getting low on my filling. So I'll be done soon of the rolling process. And then we're going to boil it. Oh, that's a nice one. That one came out very, very nice. So, oh, this is a nice leaf here. I was saying this is such a nice thing to do if you want to have a couple friends over or family to make grape leaves. You can have a coffee and start rolling, or a glass of wine. That's nice too. Okay. Alrighty. I make a lot of things like this where it's kind of a process. It's kind of fun. I love to make cheese triangles, or like spanakopita, I believe it's called. The Greek with cheese and dill. Oh my goodness, I'll use phyllo dough. That's another nice thing to have with these on the side with these grape leaves. I just don't know if I have time to make them this week before everybody gets here. Ooh, this is a nice grape leaf. So we cut that little part out, put the filling in. There we go. Is everyone doing cooking for Christmas or getting ready for the holidays? That one came out nice. Now I'm not going to have a complete layer on this one, obviously, because I don't have a lot of leaves left and I don't have a lot of meat left, but that's okay. It's all good still. And we roll. And we roll. So this takes a little bit of time, but like I was saying, it's a nice little process. So if you're looking for something fun to make cooking, this is a good thing. I do have this whole recipe on my website, simplywanderfull.com. And I also included the vegetarian recipe too if you want to make vegetarian grape leaves, which are absolutely delicious. The only reason I'm making the meat ones today is because my daughter asked me to make the meat ones. So, but really I should make both because my sister's coming and she's vegetarian. And I should have some vegetarian ones, but that's okay. I don't have room in my freezer anymore. So now we roll. I get a few more here. Oh, that's a beautiful leaf. This one's nice, yeah. So we cut that. And got enough probably for 2 more. So I'm making grape leaves today, and I'm almost done the rolling process. And then from here, I'm going to add the liquid, more lemon juice. Fresh lemon juice is key. And then we are going to put them on the stove, and I'm going to bring it to a boil, and then you simmer it, it's kind of medium. And then for about 30 minutes, 40 minutes until the liquid evaporates out. And there you go. Then you're going to have some delicious grape leaves. You're basically cooking them to cook the rice and the meat together at the same time. And so these are so good with some hummus on the side, some pita, maybe some feta cheese. Oh, doggy, so good. Okay, I got enough for 1 more. And then we're gonna go to the oven, over to the stove. Okay, this looks like a good one. Not gonna be a big one, this one, but that's okay. Has the meats and the sauteed onions and the Calrose rice, lemon zest, 7 spice. Very good. All right, here we go. So that's that. And now what we're gonna do is, hang on, I'm just going to put this here. So there are the beautiful grape leaves. They're all ready to go. Now I put on all the lemon juice. That's okay. I'm gonna just put the rest of the lemon juice on. Lemon juice is so good. So I did juice of like 3 lemons or so. And then I have some vegetable stock. This should have been chicken stock, but that's okay. You can use whatever you have, to be honest. It's all gonna be good. A lot of people just use water. So we're gonna fill this up until it's until all the grape leaves are submerged, okay? I probably should put a little bit more liquid in. I'm just gonna put some water. Because when we start boiling it, it's gonna evaporate, so we wanna do it like 1 inch, say. That's good. That's probably good. Okay, then we're gonna go over to the stove. I'll bring and we're gonna need a plate too. So this is the way we do this, folks. Okay. So we bring the grape leaves over to there we go. And then we're going to turn the oven onto high. And then you invert the plate. Oh, look at this. I need a smaller plate. That's not the size. We need a plate that fits into the pot. So we invert it, and then we're going to push it down. And then we're going to boil it. Once it brings it to a boil, we're going to kind of put it at medium to low, And then it'll keep boiling for about half an hour, and your grape leaves are going to be set. So I'm excited to see how it all turns out. Thanks for watching. I'll come back on when they're all done.